For me, Pima Council on Aging was a lifesaver.
With the extra help, that helps me and allows me to be able to provide for my mom here in her home.
They're allowing me to stay here in my own house that I'm acquainted with and where I'm comfortable with.
We were visiting her in Pine Top and we were leaving to come back to Tucson, and we wanted one final picture. My mother always liked to stand in the back of every picture, and so I was trying to stand in the back, she was trying to stand in the back, and we ended up giggling so hard that we ended up standing side by side. I promised her that I would never put her in a nursing home. That was a fear that she had, and I did not. And I would not have been able to do that if it was not for Pima Council on Aging. When my stepfather passed away, Pima Council on Aging helped my mother at her own house, allowed her to remain in her house. And they provided light housekeeping and some personal care services. And that allowed her to stay in her home for 6 years. And then she had a bilateral frontal lobe stroke and was not able to go back to her house. So she moved here with me, and I took care of her. It was a 24/7 job. I needed a break every once in a while because it was very intense, taking care of a loved one that's ill. And so I called Pima Council on Aging, and they were able to switch me over to respite services so that I could get a couple of times a week, a few hours where I could go and get a haircut or go to a doctor's appointment of my own, get some groceries.
I use my bullet. I put a good big handful of small spinach in there. I'll chop up a little bit of celery. I have to grind up my vitamins now, so I stick them in there in my bullet to drink. Then I put that on the blender and blend it all up, and I figure I've got my fruit and vegetables for the day. I drink it with a straw. Now, I am sometimes curious as to how I made it this far, yes. It surprises me. When you think 97, that's nearly 100.
What she receives now is called attendant care, which means it includes personal care and housekeeping in the same visit.
I can't run the vacuum cleaner anymore, and I can run a Swifter, but I can't do the sweeper, so that's where my helper comes in. And then it's nice to have younger people around if I drop something and need to be picked up or something needs to be moved that I can't move.
We're blessed when we come and we go.
First, you gotta realize that the matriarch thing is real. Grandma's house has been the spot for 25 years. It helps the whole family to be together. I come see Grandma almost every time I drive down the street. I gotta stop and see Grandma. Connie sees Grandma on a regular basis because it's Grandma.
She was a no-nonsense mom. She didn't do all the playing and joking like my dad did. She was tough, and she gave us tough love, but it was sincere love, and she made sure that we had everything that we needed.
All the help that we received, first of all, with my sister living here with my mom, and then the help that comes in is just, it's been tremendous.
Taking care of someone 24 hours, 7 days a week, you need breaks. Without Pima Council on Aging, 24/7 would burn me out, and that's not good because I want to be here for Mom as much as I can. My mom took care of me when I was little, so that's what I want to do for her, take care of her.
I wouldn't have been able to do it for as long as I did without the help of Pima Council on Aging.
You know, kudos to the Pima Council on Aging, because if they didn't help, then you never really know. And so yeah, we really appreciate it.
All around, I think I am so thoroughly blessed with help and people that consider me, well, she needs it and she's worth it. So to know that I'm worth it, it's kind of a joy and a kind of a pleasant feeling too.